Alrighty, hello everybody. My name is Jameson. I'll be subbing for Shay today. But we'll go ahead and get started in either a sitting position or a kneeling position. We will be utilizing the blocks today, but you're more than welcome to not use them if you would like. Everybody at home, if you don't have a block, you don't necessarily need them as well. I'm going to start in a seated position. Feel free to rest your palms on the tops of your thighs, either facing the ceiling or shifted downward. Closing your eyes, taking a moment to get centered with your mind and your body. Taking those deep breaths. Trying to connect our body and our breath here. Taking a moment, focusing on your senses. Taking those deep breaths in. How does your body respond? Do you feel any tightness in your head, in your jaw, or in your shoulders? Letting yourself relax on every exhale. Taking those deep breaths, expanding your lower belly, sealing your lips in through your nostrils and out through your mouth. Filling your stomach, expanding it like a balloon. Feeling slight friction in the back of your throat. Deep breath in. Feeling the energy flow, filling your stomach, finding that anchor point with your breath. I am where I am and how I am, experiencing it all. Working in tandem with your emotions. Bringing awareness to all four corners of your body. Sealing your intentions, taking your hands, rolling your wrists out, lifting them above your head, finding length through your fingertips, reaching, taking a deep breath in, looking for that length. Exhale, bringing your hands down to prayer. Holding at the bottom, pushing the palms of your hands together. Taking those deep breaths. Relaxing your nervous system, reminding yourself you're safe. There's no need to stress, completely submitting to relaxation. Taking one more deep breath in. And on that exhale, we're going to reach our hands behind us, bringing them behind your glutes, lifting your feet out in front of you. We're just going to rotate our knees left and right, expanding through the hips, waking them up, finding a little bit of energy being generated here. Remembering to breathe. Taking one more deep breath in. As we rise our knees back up into center, we're going to spread our feet just a little bit further. Only lowering one knee now, focusing on one side of your body. Trying to lower it and stretch out your hip as best as you can. Breathing into each stretch here. Feeling your hip ignite in a stretch all the way through your quadriceps. focusing on the other side now, gently letting that knee touch the ground, lifting it back up, or as far as you can, listening to your body, whatever's comfortable for you, working with your breath and at your pace, finding your own comfort in this stretch. Taking another deep breath in as we lift our knees back up into center. Bring the soles of your feet together in front of you, walking your hands forward, allowing yourself to lean, still expanding through your stomach, pressing on your inner thighs with your elbows, finding this stretch here. Trying to focus on not collapsing that lower back. You want to stay lifted through your chest, allowing yourself deep breaths. On your next inhale, trying to sink just a little bit further, holding on that exhale. When you're ready, we're going to meet back up in center, bringing our knees to us, folding them in, finding a tabletop position, keeping your shoulders stacked over your wrists, hips stacked over your knees, allowing your spine to take a few circles, finding the joy and creativity and innovation here, bending at your body's will, looking for your own points of tension, allowing yourself to stretch through that tension and uncomfort. Still remembering to breathe, pushing through the heels of your palms. Taking a full brain scan here from the tops of your fingers to your head to your toes. Then finding stillness as we rekindle back into center, heading into those cat-cows, dipping your spine in, lifting your chest to the sky on that inhale, expanding through the belly, holding at the top. Exhale, squeezing your core, pushing through the heels of your palms, finding that arch. One more deep breath in, lifting your chest to the ceiling, expanding through your heart center. Hold at the top. And on that exhale, squeezing your core. Taking these cat-cows at your own pace with your own breath. Expanding through the belly. Lifting through the chest. For 2 more reiterations of cat-cow. Breathing. Focusing on bringing awareness to all 4 corners of your body. When you're ready, we're going to pull our belly button up, tilting our hips down, pelvic floor up and in, trying to keep our hips square here, kicking our left leg back, waking up the glutes with tiny pulses, squeezing here, pushing through the heels of our palms, waking up that left glute. Breathing, welcoming the energy and the heat that we are generating. When you're ready, bending that knee, keeping that foot flat, kicking it up to the ceiling. Remembering to breathe. Straightening that leg back out, lowering your foot all the way to the ground, and pushing back, finding that child's pose. Taking those deep breaths, option to rock side to side if you'd like to create a little more fluidity through this stretch. Gently lowering our chest further to the ground. One more deep breath in. Exhale, pushing back up into that tabletop position. Taking that deep breath, kicking our right leg back now, straightening it out, generating that heat through our right glute. Still pushing through the palms of our hands, keeping our hips square to the ground, squeezing through your core. When you're ready, we're bending that knee, flattening that foot out, kicking straight up to the ceiling. Squeezing that core, taking deep breaths. Welcoming that heat and that energy. One more, straightening that leg out, lowering it all the way back down to the mat. Pushing back, finding that child's pose one more time. Option to tilt the face of your palms to the ceiling, letting your forearms rise, reaching up towards your back, increasing that depth in this stretch. One more deep breath in. Exhale, lowering our palms back down to the mat, face down, pushing up, finding that tabletop position. Keeping our block handy, if we grabbed one, placing it between both of our thighs, squeezing it between your knees, pushing through the heels of your palms, curling your toes under. We're just going to lift gently off the mat, lowering back down, squeezing that core, pushing through your quads, lifting gently, and allowing yourself to lower at the same pace. Still breathing. Go ahead and place that block off to the side. Using that same motion, we're still pushing through the heels of our palms, lifting up, coming all the way into a downward facing dog. Pedaling out your feet, gently working towards getting both heels on the ground, pushing through your upper back, lifting your hips in the air, moving your heart to the tops of your thighs. Deep breaths here as we walk our hands all the way to our feet, finding that forward fold. Option to bend those knees, waking them up, taking deep breaths. One more deep breath in. When you're ready, we're going to engage at our glutes, lifting through the hips halfway, palms to mid-shin, straight back, squeezing the core. Exhale, lowering all the way back down. Taking one more deep breath in, circle sweeping all the way up to standing, reaching through your fingertips, finding that length. Little side bends, waking up both left and right side body. One more deep breath in. Exhale, we're diving forward, vertebra by vertebra, coming all the way back to that forward fold. Deep breath in. Walking our hands to a high plank, keeping those shoulders stacked over our wrists. Working our way to our first Vinyasa of today's class, gently lowering your knees to the ground, shins to the earth. Slowly dropping your chest to the floor, pushing through your fingertips, rising up, baby cobra. Taking a deep breath here. Option to increase that stretch, looking over each shoulder. One more deep breath in, curling our toes under, pushing back up, finding that downward dog. For one deep breath. Exhale, walking our feet to our hands, finding that forward fold. Remembering to breathe. Coming into that half lift, engaging at the glutes, hinging at our hips, palms to mid-shin. Hold here, squeezing through the core, keeping your back straight, allowing your heart to rise. Exhale, lowering back to the floor, bending each knee, welcoming that heat and that energy. For one deep breath. When you're ready, circle sweeping our hands, coming all the way up, reaching through those fingertips, finding that length. Exhale, lowering down, hinging at the hips, squeezing through those glutes. Keeping that back straight. Deep breath in. And exhale, we're lowering down, finding that forward fold, sending those hips back. Bringing our palms back down to the mat, stepping that left foot back, then our right, finding that high plank. Gently bringing your shins, meeting the earth, slowly lowering your chest down to the floor, pushing up through those fingertips, baby cobra. Working for a bit more extension through your back here, if you can deepen this stretch. Option to look over each shoulder. Remembering to breathe. Deep breath in. Exhale, curling our toes under, pushing through our palms, bringing ourselves back up into that downward dog. Pedaling out our feet. Deep breaths in. Walking our hands to our feet, finding that forward fold. Slight bend in the knees. Deep breath in, half lift, hinging at the hips, straightening that back out, squeeze. Exhale, circle sweep those hands, reaching up to the sky, finding length through your fingertips. Deep breath. Exhale, slowly lowering down, finding that chair pose. Squeezing through the glutes, pushing through all four corners of your feet. Trying to keep those knees stacked over your toes. Deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Reaching for your toes. Feel free to grab onto your legs for support. Still remembering to breathe. If you have your block handy, go ahead and grab it. Deep breath in. We're going to place it between our knees, squeezing. Deep breath up, lifting. Finding length through those fingertips. Exhale, slowly lowering down, finding that chair pose, squeezing the block evenly between your knees, or imagining a block there and squeezing it. Hold here. Challenge yourself to generate some heat, some energy. One more deep breath in. Exhale, go ahead and release that block, forward fold all the way down. Feel free to pedal out those knees, generating a little bit more heat. Taking one more deep breath in, we're rising all the way up, circling our hands and our wrists, reaching through those fingertips. Slowly allow them to fall downward. Palms facing the wall in front of you, mountain pose. Allow yourself to grip the floor here. Become aware of your balance. Are your hips stacked over your knees? Are you pressing through all four corners of your feet? Are your shoulders lifted? Where are you finding tension? One big deep breath in. We're lifting our left foot up, working on a bit of balance here. If you find this hard, feel free to just keep any tapping motion. Still working on finding balance through all four corners of your right foot. Deep breath in. When you're ready, we're going to send that foot all the way back, finding our warrior three. Option to tap here as well if you're looking for balance. Or come all the way down to the floor, or use that block and lift here as well. Whatever works for you. Holding here, finding balance. Deep breath in. Exhale, bringing that foot all the way back up, finding tree pose. One big deep breath in, lowering our foot all the way down, swinging our hands above our head, looking for length, diving forward, bending vertebra by vertebra, finding that forward fold. Taking another deep breath in, hinging at our hips, sending them back, half lift, straightening that back out, lifting through your heart. Exhale, lower. Taking another deep breath in, rolling those wrists up, finding center, lifting through those fingertips. Lowering our hands down to prayer, lifting our right leg up. Staying here in tree, gripping through all four corners of our foot. Option to tap here if you're having any trouble with balance. Using your breath, finding your focus. When you're ready, we're sending that foot all the way back, finding our warrior three. Don't be afraid to tap while you're looking for that balance. Pushing through all four corners of your foot. Finding that deep breath. Exhale, lifting all the way back up, finding a tree pose. Exhale, lowering down, finding both feet planted on the ground. Walking to the outside of our mat. Scooping our hands up and above us, length through fingertips. Exhale, sending your hips back, slowly lowering all the way down into that yogi squat. Feel free to take that block, bring it underneath of you. If you don't have a block, option to place both hands on the ground in front of you. Slowly work towards getting both heels on the ground. Trying to stay lifted through our chest. If you're looking to increase the intensity, just pushing your knees out with your elbows. Finding that deep breath. One more deep breath in, expanding through the stomach, lifting through the top of your head, finding that length. Exhale, lowering all the way down to your glutes. Lowering completely, rolling your spine down vertebra by vertebra onto your back. Allowing yourself to sit here, rocking your knees side to side. Feeling that flow of energy, that release of tightness. Taking a deep breath in, lifting your right leg, hooking it over top of your left, grabbing on to the back of your thigh or your left shin, gently pulling your knee closer to you. Allowing yourself to gently rock side to side. Sending your hand to either side of your body, slowly allowing your hips to fall to the left. Finding a nice twist through your spine, keeping both shoulders planted on the ground. One more deep breath in, rising back into center. Lifting your right leg, lowering it to the floor. Lifting your left, hooking it over your right. Feel free to stay here or grab onto the back of your thigh or your right shin. Gently allowing yourself to rock side to side. Allowing one more big, deep belly breath in. Sending both hands to either side of your body. Exhale, allowing your hips to gently fall to the right. Still keeping both shoulders planted onto the ground. Taking one more deep breath in, slowly rising back to center, sending your feet straight out in front of you, lying fully onto the ground. Placing one hand over your heart, one hand over your stomach. We're going to meet here for our last few breaths of class today. Taking this time to set your intentions. Bring awareness to all four corners of your body. You might try wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes, doing a full brain scan here, starting from your temples, working towards the tension in your jaw, tightness of your shoulders, the expansion through your belly, the rise and fall of your chest. Might try box breathing here. In for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, hold, and repeat. allowing yourself to fully succumb to relaxation. Feeling the friction in the back of your throat, anchoring your breath. It's going to bring us to the end of today's class. Feel free to stay and stretch if you'd like. However, we're running out of time. Thank you all so much for having me again for another one of Shay's classes. She should be back next week. Other than that, have a good night.